Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you're watching the news at 10 live on Channels Television. A reminder of our top stories. Senate President Dr. Bukola Saraki, other principal officers of the National Assembly to hold emergency meeting on Tuesday. Senate Majority Leader Ahmed Lawan asked National Assembly to reconvene from recess to discuss President Buhari's supplementary budget. Nigeria's main opposition, the People's Democratic Party, accuses federal government of plotting to impeach President of Senate as President's aide denies allegation. And over 100 persons killed and thousands others rendered homeless as earthquake wreaks havoc in Indonesian island of Lombok. ChannelsTV.com has more information for you, and on youtube.com/channelsweb you can watch our videos. You can also watch us on your mobile device via your browser or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Besides giving you access to news and updates on the go, the Channels TV and Channels 24 apps have an eyewitness feature that you can use to share pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu. And please follow the instructions. The importance of the education of the girl child was once again brought to the fore at a formal launch of the Pt.2 Damilola Adedipe Foundation. Founded 4 years ago, the foundation has, in the last 3 years, awarded scholarships to female undergraduates of economics in selected federal universities across the country.
Every one of us. Moses died.
It's a gathering for the formal launch of the Pt.2 Damilola Adedipe Foundation, an initiative of Dr. and Ms. Biodun Adedipe in memory of their daughter, Pt.2, who was able to leave their footnote in the sands of humanity in a short stay on Earth. The launch, coming 4 years after the foundation was set up, is basically meant to further boost the confidence of the girl child.
Something that we started 4 years ago in Sheraton on the first anniversary of the passing of this young and remarkable girl has given hope to so many people. We try to give awards to six new beneficiaries we take on 6 new beneficiaries every year.
Although many believe that the girl child has made some progress in many spheres of life, many others are still unable to attain their full potential due to some constraints beyond their control.
The preamble, growing up in those days,
the chairman of the occasion offers some suggestions on how these can be addressed.
We have to eliminate gender bias and improve rapid economic development. 2, we need to empower the girl child in our families, neighborhood and workplaces through education.
Today, 12 female economics undergraduates from Nigerian universities become the first set of recipients under the IDA scholarship scheme.
Oftentimes, we think about how much money we spend on education, how much money is allocated for education in the annual national budget, but we don't talk about the value we extract from that money. So if we give more attention to the value we extract, Nigeria will be a better place, not only as a nation, but then we develop our women folk, and that is the whole essence of this.
Just as the dream of these young ones of attaining quality education is being fulfilled, the message of the government and other stakeholders is that good and qualitative education should be made accessible to all, regardless of their background.
And to legal matters, a federal high court sitting in Lagos has adjourned the case involving the trial of the senator representing Delta North in the National Assembly, Pt.2, to start afresh before another federal high court judge. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, informed Justice Mohammed Idris today through its counsel that the commission prefers the case to start afresh from another court. The trial judge, Justice Mohammed Idris, is among 12 judges that were recently elevated to the appeal court. The judge had earlier held that the case does not fall among the matter prescribed to be partly heard by the Administration of Criminal Justice Act 2015, as the prosecution had only called 2 out of 7 witnesses, ruling on Tuesday, the 31st of July, that the court will only have jurisdiction to entertain the subject matter to the parties, subject to the parties' agreement, while the case has been adjourned to the 16th of October 2018 to start before another federal high court. The EFCC had arraigned Mr. Nwuboshi, Golden Touch Construction Projects Limited and Swimming Electricals on April the 25th over alleged 322 million naira fraud charge. Let's bring you some more stories. Here's our correspondent, Linda Akigbe, who is in our Abuja studios. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Millicent. It's a pleasure to see you. Now, staying with legal issues, the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Walter Onohe, has advised financial officers of the judiciary to come up with innovation and strategies to eliminate waste and corruption in the use of public funds. The CJN made this known at a national workshop for directors of finance, internal auditors and other financial officers of the judiciary. It told them to maintain accountability to public service, be prudent in the management of public funds, and avoid corruption, as it is inimical to the status and prestige of the judiciary.
You are expected to modernize the system of financial management in the judiciary by ensuring the timely provision of quality information and innovation of strategies that will eliminate waste and corruption in the use of public funds. It is important to emphasize that corruption in all its forms and ramifications must be eschewed by you and officers under your supervision. As accounting officers, you are personally responsible for the public funds and property committed to your care, and you must be prudent in the management and judicious use of such resources. Distinguished participants, I must also state that accountability is indispensable to public service, especially where the implementation of government policy and management of public resources are concerned. Thus, you must remain accountable in line with the Code of Conduct for court employees, remembering that to do otherwise is inimical to the status and prestige of the judiciary.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Bar Association has shifted its election due to commence midnight of August the 6th to August the 19th to 20th. The NBA president, Mr. Abubakar Mahmood, who announced this, claims that the shift was due to widespread complaints by members about the security of the verification process. He said that upon the review of the process so far, it became absolutely necessary to disaggregate the entire electoral process into 3 stages: pre, during and post-election.
The 32,000 approximately eligible voters as compiled from our records based on what we received from the branches and other sources of NBA database. Only about 5,050 had been satisfactorily, conclusively verified, meaning that a lot of other people were struggling and not verified. So after review of all of this process in a very consultative manner and engaging all the relevant stakeholders, we have decided we need to come up with a new strategy to deal with the verification. So what will then happen is the portal will be reopened on Wednesday, the 8th of August at midday, and people will then go online, check their names, fill in the forms, and close. And the portal will remain open until Saturday, the 11th of August, after which the data will then be cleaned up and compared with our existing data on the 32,000 eligible voters against the NBA database, and a final voters list will be ready, and we hope we'll publish it on the 17th, on the 16th of August.
The federal government has trained 250 artisanal miners with plans to integrate them into proper mining in line with global best practices. The Minister of State, Mines and Steel Development, Abubakar Buhari, says about 2 million artisanal miners exist in the country, and the government is working to ensure that they are legally integrated into proper mining to allow government to collect taxes and other accruals. He was speaking at the National Stakeholders Discourse on the opportunities and challenges of national miners in Nigeria. Our correspondent Terry Kumi reports.
Artisanal mining refers to mining practiced by individuals, groups or communities, often illegally, using low technology or with minimal machinery. Because of its illegal status, government loses out in taxes and other accruals. In Nigeria, about 2 million people are said to be engaged in artisanal mining. The Stakeholders Forum, which is a collaboration between the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development and the Miners Association of Nigeria, has come in at a time when the activities of artisanal miners globally have reached an unprecedented scale.
Some of the environmental problems arising from artisanal mining operations are lead poisoning, mercury pollution, land and soil degradation, deforestation, poor sanitation, degradation of river banks, and heavy metals pollution.
There is no specific value placed on artisanal miners, as their activities are largely unknown. In fact, there are suggestions that they get less than their product's worth, and government loses out in taxes. This explains why the government says it would rather train and integrate the artisanal miners into proper mining than criminalize their activities.
We want to organize them, and for us to do that, we need to know from them exactly some of the challenges they are facing and the things we need to do. 250 so far have been trained all over the country on safer mining and new technologies and so on.
Last year, a 5 billion naira support fund was provided by the Bank of Industry, but the president of Nigerian Miners criticizes its conditions.
It does not reflect the uniqueness of the operators, the target operators, the artisanal miners. It is not a grant, and we are not looking for grants. We are businessmen. We are looking for intervention that is simple. In China, it's 2% 30 years.
Apart from the economic disadvantage Nigeria suffers as a result of these illegal mining activities, one thing that cannot be overlooked is the dangers these illegal miners expose themselves to. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, National Bureau of Statistics releases petroleum products importation data. Says 4.79 billion litres of petrol was imported into Nigeria in the second quarter of 2018. Please stay with us.